Welcome to Reflections, a program where we discuss values and virtues for the transformation of the individual and the society in general. I am Father George Ehusani, and I have with me once again in the studio Dr. Mariane Ngoulla. Dr. Ngoulla, who is the founder of Toguna. Dr. Ngoulla is Dr. Ngoulla is a public health specialist who is an advisor on a number of ECOWAS, WHO, or European Union programs, including HIV/AIDS, Ebola, rollback malaria. Are you doing anything with COVID-19? Not exactly.
Not exactly.
Okay. No. You are too busy with peace. You are too busy with issues of peace. She is also the founder of Toguna. Toguna movement. What is it?
Yes.
Movement for
peace.
For peace and development in the foundation. And around the World Day of Peace, which is September 21st, I thought we should discuss about this your project. What is Toguna?
Toguna is, as you said, is a lifelong project, and it's the name comes from Mali, a tribe called Dogon, where I was opportune to visit years back, and I saw that what they call Toguna is a hut.
A hut.
A hut, yes, not too high, where the elders of the community gather together to discuss and resolve issues about the community.
A hut whose roof is rather low.
Low,
where the elders gather to discuss and resolve conflicts in the community.
Yes.
Now, the reason, you told me that the reason why the hut is so low is so that everybody going in
bending and then reminded that humility is the first principle of any dialogue.
Humility is the first principle of any dialogue.
Oh, yes.
So to enter this arena where you resolve conflict, everybody has to bend down.
You bend down, yes, because you can't stand.
Including the chief.
Everybody bend down, and everybody will sit on the floor, and so that my voice matters as much as yours. It's
and
a
look
dialogue.
At each other eye level.
Eye level. It's a dialogue. It's not a monologue. We have not come to listen to somebody. We have come to listen to different opinions, and then from there, find peace. So it means the place of dialogue for peace.
Toguna is a place of dialogue for peace.
Not of peace, not about peace. We are not talking for peace to happen. So when we enter there, we say no carryover. So we are expected to leave the Toguna transformed, in the sense that you have discussed dialogue, then forgive whatever needs to be.
So it's a place of dialogue. It's a place of humility. Yes. One, you have to bend down and go in there. It's a place that you have to forgive one another.
Yes.
What if, as you told me, what if somebody gets angry during the discussions and gets up to go?
The height will hit the head and remind him that you have to have a certain temperance and respect to others. It's not just about I'm hot-tempered, then I should leave.
So if you are hot-tempered and you get up to leave, you will hit your
head. So you have to calm down and then make sure that we achieve the reason why we came together inside. Because it is believed, and I do believe too, that every problem has a solution.
So the Toguna hut among the Mali people is deliberately made short. The roof is made short.
Yes.
So that if you get angry and threaten to leave, you hit your head.
Yes.
And come back and
sit down. And then as you are sitting down, it's a bit difficult for you to start fighting. Unlike what we have been seeing here and there in some public instances, some adult fighting with each other. But when you are sitting under this condition, to start fighting with others is a bit difficult. So it really helps people to focus on the reason why they are here.
So the Toguna hut represents humility. You have mentioned temperance.
Temperance.
What are the other principles?
We have respect. Mention forgiveness, justice, unity, love, and acceptance. So the Toguna is traditionally made out of 8 pillars, and these are the pillars that sustain it.
Made out of 8 pillars?
8 pillars, yes, and then we have the hut. Yes,
humility,
acceptance, temperance, respect, forgiveness, justice, unity, and love.
So all these are elements of peace. Elements that promote peace.
Yes, Father.
Good. So, what inspired you to found this Toguna, to set up this foundation called Toguna? What inspired you?
And it's where I'm coming from, the family I'm coming from. And as the Bible says, freely you have received, freely you should give. I know that I am the product of a peaceful home, and I think it is possible, it's achievable by everybody. And let me contribute what I can by sharing the principle that I saw and we were brought up in.
To whom much has been given, from him much is expected. So you believe that you have received much from your parents.
Yes.
Humility, you learned from your parents. Tolerance, you learned from your parents. Respect, you learned from your parents. Wonderful. I mean, God bless your mom who has departed, and may God bless your father in his old age. And also justice and love and unity. These are ingredients of peace.
Of peace.
Even for our country, is it not Nigeria? Is it not the lack of these principles or the failure in imbibing these principles that we are where we are now?
Because those are fundamental, universal principles, universal. And I'm just saying that at the level of the family, that is the foundation of a society, it is possible. So therefore, if the more families arrive at that, the more the society will be, because the children will grow up and they will go out with all these fundamental principles and this virtue that will help them to contribute meaningfully and peacefully to the society.
Your foundation aims at promoting peace, at generating a movement for peace in Africa. What are you doing to realize this, towards realizing this?
We have we try to help people first of all to visualize the Toguna, because when you talk about the health and the principles, so we have mounted a Toguna, a mobile Toguna, and then we go to places with it. When we have to make a talk as a Toguna Foundation, we don't just make a talk.
We visualize it,
and then we make a drama around the purpose of the talk, so that people will understand when we talk about temperance, that somebody tried to hit his head, and then we now said, if you want the world to change towards a better place, we have to address those who hold the biggest potential in hand, the youth, and then the family where they are coming from. So we have some activities towards the youth and the families, and of course in the social media where the youths are navigating. We have to meet them there. And for this coming World Peace Day, we are launching a challenge where the people will be challenged to take responsibility, to take actions towards being artisans of peace. We want it really to spread like wildfire.
So you want to encourage each person to take responsibility for peace. We are all desirous of peace. But what are you doing?
What are you doing? Start with the family. Start with your neighborhood. So we have produced a series of short video where we portray conflict, dispute or problems in different parts, sitting of the family, neighborhood, starting with self, within neighbor, within husband and wife, between siblings. We have another one within in-laws. We have another one as my mother.
In-laws, that's a serious one in Nigeria.
Yes. Another one that my mother is a witch.
Yeah. It's linked to the in-law thing. Yes, sometimes it is my wife's mother or my husband's mother that is a witch.
Or my mother herself is responsible of me not moving. So we use this just as an entry point. So we will upload all these by Sunday on our Facebook and all our social media, and ask people to start discussing, and by this they should take up the challenge.
But the issue you have mentioned, the issue of accusation of witchcraft and so on, is ingrained in the superstitious mind.
Yes.
Simply going to discuss Toguna and peace. If somebody really believes that my mother-in-law is a witch. Do you think that simply by just discussing that the person will throw away that idea? I see it as a very, very deeply ingrained thing. Fears that people are carrying, beliefs that people are carrying along that they have been carrying from their grandmother and the mother. And how do you think you can change that overnight?
It's not an overnight issue. It's a process, but it has to start somewhere. So it has to start somewhere. By bringing it out, people will start talking. We realize that it's a problem that just really doesn't make sense. We didn't even say in-laws. My in-law is my mother.
Even mother.
Yes, the one we use is my mother, to see how far. And I was prompted to use that because I came across a family that I know so well, and I saw how the children started behaving, and I was like, how on earth can you reach this stage? I know you, I know the one that you are mother, and then you start saying, I mean, the problem is more, as you said, Father, really deep. And I think it's about our spirituality, our religions.
Are any of these people you are talking about, are they Christians?
Oh, yes, they are Christians.
Or supposed to be Christians?
Yes, Father. Yes. So that's why we said we have to look at all this. That is the source of restlessness, no peace. We think that it's always because somebody has attacked me, bandits, and so it starts with us, with ourselves. How can you wake up and then accuse your mother to be a witch because somebody, some seer, some person told you that they saw she is responsible? I mean, and then we are Christians.
She's responsible for your not having promotion at work.
Yes.
Or having a child.
Or not getting married.
Husband.
Not having a good job. I mean, so we...
But before we continue, do they have this kind of problem in Cameroon? I mean...
Oh, yes, Father. I think it's Africa everywhere.
They have it too in Cameroon?
Yes, Father.
Wow.
It's
what
African
about
religion.
What about in your family?
No, once more, I mean, it's not that we are an exceptional families, but we, as I said, our parents lived without reading the Bible every day to us, but they lived the Bible. So
they protected you from this kind. So among your siblings, there is no mutual accusation of who is responsible.
Oh, no.
If there's any misfortune or anybody not achieving what he desires, it's not. They won't see it as one sibling is responsible.
Because our late mother, may her soul rest in peace, we tell you we should pray about it. Before you do anything, pray. She will say prayer change everything. So that is the only recourse we had. Prayer. We go to God. Nothing else than, no more. Anything she said, God knows. He hears you. And times deal with it. He will do it. He is there. That's how we grew up.
So this thing about demon pursuing somebody, I have a vision about this, you were not brought up to?
No. Even the scarification that we see ourselves, they didn't, none of us. As we have, this is where we stand, and we are there, and we remain there.
And what was your experience when you now came to Nigeria and you are hearing of demon, and you see a lot of pastors have arisen who are specialist merchants in helping to deal with demons and make people rich and throw away and drive away the demon of poverty, the demon of husbandlessness?
I just see it as manipulation.
Manipulation?
Yes, it's very unfortunate because people become bondage. People are back to even worse than before Christ came to set us free. And then you start depending on somebody. At times, when I came here and then I was going to church, who do we really pray to? Then I said, we need to do something and get the...
You call it bondage, a new kind of bondage.
A new kind of bondage. Yes, Father. Yes. And God and Christ came and died to set us free. Free from all those bondage. And then we are back to it as if nothing ever happened.
Using the name of Jesus, by the way.
Of course, that's what makes it more difficult to understand. And then thinking that the Jesus that has conquered death on the cross, now all the forces of darkness can overrule him. I said, but how? How? So that's why we also produced that short video on My Mother is a Witch.
Okay, the video is titled My Mother is a Witch.
Yes, this is the title. My Mother is a Witch.
Okay, and when your website is up, we'll be able to see it on internet.
On the Facebook, and so we start on the Facebook, and we have.
You know, we have a saying where I come from that my mother can be a witch for everybody, but cannot be a witch for me.
No.
So I don't know the new believers in Nigeria who believe that their mother can be a witch for them. I'm talking of my own people before Christianity. They had a saying that my mother can be a witch for others, but can't be a witch for me. How can my mother be a witch against me? I mean, it doesn't make sense.
If she wanted to kill you, she would have done so.
Why as a baby?
You haven't come on earth.
Yes.
Yes. So I think people run away from their own responsibilities
and look
for who is responsible for. But no, do what you have to do, and then do it to the best of your ability. When you know you have done it to the best of your ability, then you can now leave it to God.
And the way those people are breaking families, those so-called seers and men of God or women of God, breaking families with this kind of terrible accusations.
Terrible accusation. They tell you, is this your sister who is how? So you waste your energy instead of building, putting more effort. If it's in your business to do better, you put effort now and the little resources you have into pursuing a solution for what is not a problem, actually. So we have to stop running away from our responsibility. That was the theme of this year, emphasize take responsibility. Yeah. And then so we are doing it so that people can have exchange and then take the challenge to start making peace.
So with young people on social media, you are going to really be preaching taking responsibility.
Yes.
Yeah, and using this my mother
among others.
Among others, my mother is a witch. Among other short videos.
Short videos, yes.
To show how idiotic the idea is, how stupid it is.
It is. I mean, yes, how it is, and that it's high time for people to reconcile with their mother, the parent, or whoever they talked about, and then make peace and move forward. Yes, it's hard time because it's getting out of. We don't even believe that it goes too far. Witches, darkness do exist, but it doesn't have the power that we are giving it.
The next problem is to ask, to what extent are people really Christian? To what extent have people come to believe in the salvation of Christ? If people are going to church in large numbers and are still haunted by all these fears, for me, it's worrying, really. People are going to church as Catholics, they are receiving the sacraments, and then they are so afraid of lizards and cockroaches and afraid of people, witches from the village coming in the form of cats and
and yet they would quote the Bible that it has been giving you authority over this and that, but this is the thing it has given you authority over. So all of a sudden you start running away from them. Why? And I think it's very necessary that both youth, adults rethink and then start taking responsibility for the difficulties they are facing, because life is the cross is part of that. I think it's this issue of I think, Father, you have been discussing about it, rejecting the cross.
Rejecting the cross.
Rejecting the cross. Therefore, you look for somebody who's responsible. That's it. It's rejecting the cross.
If people do not, fundamentally, if people reject the cross, then they'll be running up and down.
Yes, because there should be somebody responsible for this, because this is not possible. It cannot happen. But if you accept it, then you face it and you walk towards it, you pray about it, and you move on. But no. It's somebody who has done it to me now. So we want to use all these, the social media. We are launching then what we call Toguna, an ending ceasefire challenge. That's what
ending ceasefire challenge. Unending ceasefire. Okay, the ceasefire is not for a day.
Yeah, for a day.
But unending
challenge, so that we will continue to journey with them, with us, all of us, along the day, years, months, reminding us that it is possible and we have to do it.
So where we are today, You really believe that with contributions like your own, Toguna, and all other agencies, with all the organizations that are working on promoting peace today and anywhere, you really think that we can make much headway? Look at Nigeria today. Southeast, IPOB, ESN, Northwest, bandits, Northeast, Boko Haram. Every day we are hearing of hundreds of people being killed, kidnappers, and so on and so forth. Some people are losing hope, are really getting discouraged. You believe that you want to encourage Nigerians not to lose hope?
Yes, because that is where I think it's just beyond Nigeria. Africa, we should think long term, knowing that it's not, as they say, it's not because you will not sit under a tree that you should not plant a tree. So we have to start and know that it's a transformative approach.
Okay.
It's a process.
Things are bad today, but let's begin some process that will make the children of 50 years' time enjoy peace.
Enjoy peace, yes. Because if not, it will get worse and we will not have anything. So
they say, you just referred to the saying, a society grows great when leaders plant trees under whose shade they know they will not sit.
Yes. So it's important to do it because we need it. Even it has to start with each one of us. And we will see, for the little experience we have, the Toguna, I am amazed each time I pass. Madam Toguna, I look, oh yes, we were at this event, we saw the drama. I say, oh, we have to Togunize. That's how some people say. Meaning, I say meaning, they say to humble ourselves. I say, so you got it. As simple as that. You say, you know, people will say, you said it all. I say, let us do it. It's not more difficult than that. It's not an academic issue. It's a day-to-day affair. Help me to let go. Agreed not to carry over, overnight, over. The Bible said it. No, don't let the sun
set on your
anger, lest it become a sin. So we are not saying something different. It's nothing new. It's just to practicalize it. And then we have developed some guidelines for peace and harmony in the family, helping people to practically. So what we are saying, okay, in the family we can do it like that. Know that the problem of one, the challenge of one becomes the challenge of all. Always find out how the other person is doing, keeping the communication. So we have 10 of it like that we have developed guidelines to help families to really practicalize it. And we have shared this, our flyers, and there are some people who told me that, in my family, I share to my children, to the grandchildren, and we are trying to live by those 10 ideas, and courtesy to my late mother. We just try to put it in words, what we benefited, because she worked for peace. Then we know that when the Bible says, pursue peace,
blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be children of God.
Yes, she worked for it, ensuring that little misunderstanding must be resolved, not to allow it to escalate. Because go and talk to the person, and she will follow up. So we now know that it is possible. Let us talk, and then we try to pass it on. That's what I say. You have received, so freely you receive, so freely you give.
Yeah, I mean, I attended some workshop, some conference in Brazil many years ago, and the theme was a new world is possible. A new world is possible. And what you are doing is your own little contribution towards that new world that is possible. We have to believe that it's possible before we do anything.
Yes. And a friend of mine years back talked about the other Africa.
The other Africa.
That Africa that we know it's possible.
Because this Africa we are seeing is not what we desire to see.
No.
There is the other Africa.
The other Africa. And then we worked on this is part of it. The other Africa. That we all know, we all have in us. Let it manifest.
So there is the other Nigeria.
Yes, there is the other Nigeria.
The other Nigeria where people will love themselves, mutually affirm themselves, celebrate our differences.
Yes, and seek for our complement.
Yes.
This is what we say in Toguna. to accept our differences and seek for our complement, because this is a reality of life. We are all different, but each one has something that complements what I don't have.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
Yes, this is the other Nigeria, the other Africa that we all know.
The other humanity.
The other humanity that will reach his fullness and his completion that we were created for.
I have been speaking with Dr. Mariane Ngoulla, public health specialist and advisor with ECOWAS and the World Health Organization and other agencies. And she is giving us something about her personal passion working for Toguna for the promotion of peace in Africa. And she says, I am doing this because to whom much has been given from him, much is expected. I have learned a lot from my mother and my father, who raised me and my siblings in peacefulness. And like I said, since I knew you, I have seen that peace radiate in you. And I'm grateful to God that you went ahead to set up this movement to help promote peace in the world. As we mark World Day of Peace, may the Lord heal our land,
Amen.
Heal Africa of
Amen.
all these crises.
Amen.
Sometimes we don't see how this peace is going to emerge in the midst of all these crises. However, let us begin to do something. Peace begins with me. God bless you.
Bless you, Father.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.